All right, well, hey guys, I have been cutting my own hair for about 20 years and been cutting the kids' hair, especially the boys, since they were born. And so I'm going to do a quick tutorial on basically how to give a decent haircut. We're going to give a little bit of a shave on the sides and a fade up to the top and a little trim on the top. So Ryder has been gracious enough to be forced into being our model for today. So just some of the things that I use that are real simple that you can get anywhere. I've had this pair of Wall WAHL clippers for a couple of years. The one thing I'll say about it is you pay for what you get. So you don't have to spend a ton of money, but I definitely get a nice set. Sally's Beauty Supply. I've been a card carrying member for a very long time, but they've got what you need at a good price. So you need that. The different guards, again, when you buy clippers, they usually come with guards in their package. So I'm going to use a 1.5 guard. I'm going to use a 2 guard, a 3 guard, and then probably the 4 and 5 guard just for the very top before we go into scissor clips. With scissors, again, if you go to a beauty supply place, they're going to have some good hair scissors. You definitely want to get some really sharp ones because otherwise it can pull their hair when you go to cut it if you just use regular scissors. So get some hair clippers. And then outside of that, we'll use a little bit of water and a comb. So that's it for the tools. So let's get to shaving. Always start from the bottom first and go up. I've tried it other ways. I'm just telling you it's the easiest if you start at the bottom. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend there's like an imaginary line about right here that goes straight across here, dips down a little bit in the back, and comes back around to the other side. And so once you start, you can kind of eyeball what's even. 2 fingers above the ear is a good spot. And so you're gonna shave, so have a mental picture of what you want it to look like. So if I want it to be a 1.5 here and then I want it to fade into the top, then I know that I've got to give myself some room to stair step it and fade it up. So I'm gonna shave it up to about here at the 1.5, and then about a 1/2 inch at 2, about a 1/2 inch at 3, and then it'll be real easy to fade it from there, and we'll get into that as we go. Alright, so as you saw, we did the full shave and trim, and basically when you're cutting hair with the hair clippers, you're basically just trying to create an even line. So when you pinch it, you're looking for any hairs that are taller than the natural growth. So like if I want this shorter to match this taller, when I pinch it, whatever kind of stands too high, I cut, and that way it creates a faded line along the side. I don't usually have to do too much of that because the clippers do all of that. So then when I'm pulling the hair back, I'm doing the same but from the back. So I trimmed some of the top down, and then I just used a number 8 guard to take this bulk of the top to the length that I want. And then I give it the shape by starting with the bangs that he likes to have a little longer, and I pull them back and pinch them, and then anything that's not in line or standing too tall gets a little trim. And by pulling it back, it's keeping the bangs long and it's having it flow to the rest of the length of the hair to where he doesn't have hair back here that's longer than the hair that's up front. That way when he styles it, however he wants to style it, it'll look good. And then when he looks forward, you see his bangs are longer and he can do something fun with them like he wants. As you see, he's dyed them blue. We also had to get rid, we did a hard part on this side, and so we wanted to get rid of that. So that took a little bit of extra time in our cut process also. So now that we're done with the trimming and the clipping, all I do is I go to the guardless blade and I do just a quick trim around the outside to make sure that everything is straightened up. So it's real easy. You just be real careful around the ear, and you're just trimming off the long hair that the clippers miss along the sides in here. Don't go too high for obvious reasons. And then when you come to the sides over here, you just kind of use the corner of it to run along the side, and then you shave all the little peach fuzz off. When you go to make the line on the side here, you can always do more, you can't do less. So I start low and I kind of inch my way up to the hairline to make sure that I get the right line that I want. And same with the bottom. I've made this mistake many times. I'll start too high in the middle. So I look on either side and I just start with a line and go across. And then if I want to take it up another centimeter or two, I can. And that way it doesn't ruin the back of his hair. And then with the little peach fuzz, I'll take the clippers to it on the bottom of his neck just to clean it out the rest of the way. And that's it, guys. That's all it takes to cut the hair for your little guy or your big guy. And make him look good from home for free, quarantine life, and it doesn't mean you're having to sacrifice on certain things like that. So any questions, let me know.